Hello everybody, welcome back by a new video, and today it's time to show how I connected my poles in the garden. So I have 4 streetlights in the garden. One of them isn't connected in a professional way, but the other 3 are, and those are connected in a different way. So I'll show all the ways I connected the streetlights in the garden. I'm also going to explain it, since I know that it's different in a lot of than most of the countries, so it's going to be an interesting video. So let's start with the easiest one, which is just this pole. So yeah, this cable just has 1 pole on it, and let's open that one up. So this is the fuse box that is connected to. This is one of the 2 modern type of fuse boxes we use in the Netherlands here. And yeah, I prefer this one, but I know that most of the collectors prefer the other fuse box, which we'll go over later. So let's open it up, and then we'll see that we just have 2 cables coming in, which is pretty normal. We normally, when you open the streetlight up in front of your house, which you shouldn't do, but still, when you do that, we'll see 3 cables coming in. The blue one, the brown one, and the black one, but I just used the brown one. So I'll explain a bit why we have 3 cables coming in, and the ground, of course. So we of course have the neutral, and then we have 2 cables, one which we call the evening, that's mostly the brown one, and one which we call the night, which is the black one. And something that you may have noticed in the Dutch streetlights is that we have a lot of fixtures with 2 bulbs in it, especially the older fixtures. And well, that's a pretty old dimming system, which was quite common here. So 1 bulb will be connected to the evening, also the morning, and 1 bulb will be connected to the night. So say after 10 o'clock, the evening would get switched off, and so only 1 bulb would work, and in the morning the evening will be back on, and then 2 bulbs will work. That's basically how it's used to work, and of course that is something that doesn't really get used anymore, but still they kept this, they kept 2 cables. But that of course isn't really something that I can use in the garden, since I don't have a dimming system here. That's I don't have my streetlights on all the time. So that's something that I don't really use. And that's why I only have 2 cables coming in. So as you can see in this fuse box, we can have 4 cables coming in if we want. I only have 1, but here you can see number 1, number 2, and number 3. But yeah, I only need 1. So in this fuse box, we have this little pin here that you can take out and screw in, and that will make that this cable is connected to this contact here, which is the contact for the actual fixture and for the fuse. So if I take this thing out, the fixture would not work, and of course when I put this in and put the fuse back in, this fixture will work. So this is basically, it depends on what cable you want the streetlights to work on. You can just install the pin wherever you want. And yeah, of course when I screw the fuse back in, the fixture will work again. And in case anyone is wondering, this is the fuse that we use, 4 amps. But yeah, this basically is the easier system, because it only has 1 pole on it. So let's move to pole number 2 and 3, which are on a cable together, on 1 cable. So that makes the connection different. So there are 2 ways I could connect this pole. So we have 2 ways we can connect the poles, as I said. So the way I use is this way. So you have a cable that you put the cable in the pole, and make the connection that's normally under the ground in the pole as well. Then you let the other cable come out, and same thing over and over again until it ends. And the other way is you just have a cable in the ground, you make the connection under the ground as well, and you just let one cable go into the pole, and then next pole connection underground, let one cable go into the pole, etc, etc. So the way I choose to do is this way, since makes fault finding a lot easier, and these things are quite expensive, so this is cheaper as well. At least for me it is. So same thing, but then with two cables. So this is the cable that goes from the shed to the pole, and then this cable goes from the pole to the other pole. So we have two cables coming in. So we have the brown cable, which is on LA, which is the evening, and LN, which is the night. So connected this one to the evening, and then like just connect another cable in here which goes to the night. So what I can do when I have a fixture on it with two bulbs, I can, by just, you know, unscrewing the fuse, I can turn the bulb off one of the two, but I have an old mercury vapor fixture with one bulb in it, so that's a useless system for now, but I can still dim the poles if I want, but not in the way it's supposed to be. So as you can see, we now also have two pins, so it means the evening is connected to this fuse and night is connected to this fuse, and I connect the fixture to the night, which is normal. Since the night is the cable that's like always has electricity on it. And here we have the neutral, which is called 0 here. So we both have the blue cables connected here, and then the cable for the fixture here. The neutral doesn't have a fuse. So yeah, that's one of the two poles we have here. So this is the second pole. This is where the cable ends. So this is what it looks inside, and yeah, I'm aware of the fact that the connection is messy, especially with the ballast here, but these newer poles aren't made for fixtures that aren't self-ballast, so that's why the ballast is here, and I don't have like a good screw to connect this ballast. So yeah, looks kind of messy, but can't really do much about it. So this is the cable we saw in the other pole coming in this pole, and same thing here, again two fuses for when I put the fixture on it with two bulbs, but that isn't the case at the moment. But this box actually does have two fuses. So for the electricians under us, we have some complicated electrical drawing things, so you can see how these things work. So yeah, that's basically how it is in my garden, and let's go inside and I'll explain some more on these things. So here we have one of those fuse boxes that isn't connected, the red ones. This is just one for only one fixture, but I can show how it all works. So we in the Netherlands normally connect the ground and the neutral. I don't know why, honestly. I'm not an expert in how it's supposed to be like outside, but in some installations we use these, and as you can see, the ground and the neutral are separated here, so I can just use these in the garden. And yeah, these also get used outside too. So as you can see, all of these here are, you can see that all of these here are connected, so pretty much all of this you can barely see it, is connected. And because of the pin here, as I told before, this one and this one is connected as well. And when we do the 2 and this one, as you can see, this one isn't connected. So yeah, that's kind of how these fuse boxes things work. It's just, these are all connected in pairs. These 4 are connected with each other. This one and this one is connected, this one is connected, this one, and this one is connected because of the pin here. And of course these 2 above are connected. So then we have this fuse box, which as you can see is a different model. These ones also get used very often here. I don't really like these as much as the red ones, but that's just my opinion. Most collectors prefer this one. So I think this one is less safer when you have to work with electricity on it, since that sometimes happens. I mean, these are pretty safe with electricity on it. In my opinion, these aren't. So the fuses of this one are like a normal size. This is just like normal size 6 amp fuses. Then we have this thing, and here we can actually see how it all is connected, which is interesting. So these are all for the ground cables, cables that are going into the ground. And here you have to connect the fixture. So this is the evening, this is the night, normally. But yeah, I think these are less safer, but these are also an option. You can also do the 2 ways of connecting with this one, so it's not too different. And some viewers might remember from some older replacement videos from like a year ago that I used to use these ones, but yeah, I just didn't know how to connect these ones, since I mean they are a bit more complicated. But yeah, now I use these in all the poles in the garden. And yeah, that's all I had to say about this. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day and see you in the next video.